You're listening to OET Roleplay Practice with Kev, the English native.
Hello, it's Kevin here again. So, another medicine doctor roleplay for me to introduce to you today. So, let's see, we've got 3 for nursing, and this is the 4th for medicine. So this is the emergency department. The doctor's talking to the parent of a child who's been in for a couple of hours with gastroenteritis, and he's ready for discharge, but the parent is not happy about taking him home. There's some back and forth. There's some issues there. So this one's quite good. This was quite interesting. So there's a lot of empathy shown here, no judgmental language, clearly reassuring the parent that the discharge is fine, giving information, explaining what to do if a child gets worsening symptoms or if anything else happens, etc. So it's pretty good. We've got all the criteria down. A, B, C, D, E. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify, take a look in the description. You can get a link to my learner management system on Notion, where I've put all the transcripts mapped out to the criteria. So the doctor's line, the patient's line, mapped criteria. Is it A1, A, B, C, D, like E? And an explanation there. So you can use it for pronunciation practice if you need to. Copy the doctor, record your own vocals. There's a guide on my LMS that explains how that works. Read the script, memorize the phrasing or practice the phrases to go through the different clinical communication skills. Okay, so have a listen and see what you think.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Katia, one of the doctors here in the emergency department. I looked after Kevin earlier. Before we talk, could I just confirm I'm speaking with his parent?
Yes, that's right. I'm his mum.
Thank you. So, Kevin's been with us for the past couple of hours for vomiting and stomach pain, is that right?
Yes, that's right. It's been going on for more than a day now.
I can imagine that must have been worrying for you, especially seeing him unwell for that long.
Yes, I've been really worried. He's so little and he looked miserable.
Of course. The good news is that Kevin's responded well to the rehydration fluids and he's looking much brighter. From our assessment, he's ready to go home today.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. He still looks very weak. I really think he should stay in hospital.
I completely understand that you're anxious about taking him home. Could you tell me a bit more about what worries you the most?
I just don't want him to get worse again. What if he starts vomiting as soon as we leave?
That's a very fair concern. Before we go through what to do at home, can I check, has anyone explained what viral gastroenteritis actually is?
Not really. I still don't understand what it means.
Sure. In simple terms, viral gastroenteritis means an infection of the stomach and intestines caused by a virus. A bit like a stomach flu, it irritates the gut and causes vomiting and diarrhea. But it usually settles on its own in a couple of days. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, that helps. I just don't know how Kevin got it.
That's a really good question. It's quite common in children, especially if they've been around someone who's had it. It spreads through contact with vomit or stool. For example, touching contaminated toys, surfaces or food, or even shaking hands after someone's been sick.
Oh dear, that sounds so easy to catch. We had a birthday party at the weekend. Maybe that's where he got it.
Yes, that could well be. The important thing now is preventing it spreading to others. Lots of hand washing, separate towels, and disinfecting surfaces. Do you think that's manageable at home?
Yes, I think so. I'll make sure everyone washes their hands properly.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned you feel Kevin's still weak. That's expected after vomiting, but he's been keeping fluids down here and his hydration level looks good. Have you noticed if he's been asking for water or trying to drink by himself?
Yes, he's been sipping a bit of juice.
Perfect. That's a good sign. At home, the key is to keep him hydrated. Small sips often. Water, diluted juice, or oral rehydration solution are best. But avoid fizzy or sugary drinks.
Okay, and what about food? He hasn't really eaten anything.
That's fine. Don't worry if he's not hungry right away. Once the vomiting stops, you can start with small amounts of plain food. Rice, toast, banana or soup. Does that sound doable?
Yes, I can manage that. I just want to be sure I'm doing the right thing.
You're doing exactly the right thing by being careful. Most children bounce back within a day or two once the vomiting settles. If it's okay, I'll go through the signs that mean you should bring him back immediately.
Yes, please. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know when it's serious.
All right. You should return or seek help straight away if Kevin becomes extremely thirsty but can't keep fluids down. If his eyes or skin look pale or sunken, if he's unusually drowsy or irritable, or if he hasn't passed urine for more than 8 hours. Does that all make sense?
Yes, it does. I'll keep an eye on those things.
Excellent. Just to add, if you ever feel unsure, you can call us here or go to your GP. You're not alone in this.
That's reassuring, thank you. I really didn't know what I'd do if he got worse.
That's completely understandable. Many parents feel the same after a hospital visit. Once you've seen him improving at home, you'll feel more confident. How are you feeling about taking Kevin home now that we've talked it through?
I do feel better, actually. I know what to look for now, so I think I can manage.
I'm glad to hear that. Just before you go, I'll give you an information leaflet on viral gastroenteritis with all these details written down. Would you like me to explain how to use the rehydration sachets one more time?
Yes, please. I want to make sure I mix them right.
Of course. Just dissolve 1 sachet in the amount of water stated on the packet, usually 200 millilitres, and give Kevin small sips every few minutes. If he vomits, wait 10 minutes, then start again slowly. Can you tell me in your own words how you'll give it to him?
I'll mix 1 sachet with water, give him small sips often, and try again if he vomits.
Perfect. That's exactly right. You're clearly very attentive. That'll really help his recovery. Once he's keeping food down and seems himself again, he can go back to his usual routine.
Great, I'll do that. Thank you so much, Doctor. I feel much more confident now.
You're very welcome. You've done the right thing bringing Kevin in. If anything worries you at all, please don't hesitate to return. And take care of yourself too. It's tiring looking after a sick child.
Thank you, I will. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, and all the best to you and Kevin.
Okay, so that was pretty good. I think this system that I've developed on Notion in conjunction with all my other artificial intelligence tools. So I use a text to speech, I should say, AI to produce the audio. It's called 11 Labs. I'm going to make an episode for Kev's English podcast, which is a different site, which is on englishnative.com, where I'm going to explain and talk about all the things I've been doing and working on in this regard. And of course, you can find me on LinkedIn, search for Kevin A. Dean. Subscribe to my newsletter. I've got a few articles there where I've been talking about my new system and linguistic stuff in general. That's if you're interested in that kind of thing. If you need personal tuition, you can contact me on italki. Again, just go onto Google, search for Kevin A. Dean, italki, and or English, a teacher, and you'll find me. I'm all over on the internet. I'm on YouTube and Spotify, Notion, LinkedIn, italki. I'm quite easy to find. So anyway, hope this latest role play was useful, and I'm going to try and do one for both medicine and nursing a week. It takes me a bit of time to get all this stuff done because I have all my students and my research and writing and so on. Anyway, hope that helps, and see you next time.
Thanks for listening to OET Roleplay Practice with the English Native. Join me next time for more practice and tips.